So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. And in this video, I want to just quickly discuss my favorite iPhones early 2020. So we're now here in 2020, and this is going to be a huge year for iPhones, but not everybody is willing to wait. So if you're looking for an iPhone now, here are my favorite options. Can you guess all of these before we cover each one? Okay guys, so my first pick is the Apple iPhone 11. Now the reason I'm picking the Apple iPhone 11 as one of the first phones that I would definitely recommend here early 2020 is because it offers a package that gives you almost what the 11 Pro and Pro Max are giving you, but it's doing it in a way that is not quite that price. So, you know, if you're looking for a phone more in that $600, $700 range, typical iPhone that you're used to, this is why I think the XR, the 11 are continuing to be very hot sellers. But another reason I'm picking as my first one is because I don't find myself missing the telephoto lens on the 11 Pro Max as much as I do miss a wide angle camera. And this one does give you that wide angle camera. Now, I will say that the resolution is not great here for the iPhone 11, especially the screen resolution on the screen quality, but you don't really pay attention to that too much unless you're comparing it to other iPhones. So for me, because it has stellar battery life, it has the wide angle camera and much improved cameras over the XR in terms of deep fusion and having a better front facing selfie camera as well, I do gotta say that the iPhone 11 is definitely my pick for one of my favorites early 2020, but there are going to be a couple more iPhones, maybe 6 this year, so this is not going to last long. But if you can't hold on and wait for the next iPhones, this is going to be a great option for you. Now, my next favorite iPhone early 2020 has got to be the 11 Pro Max. Now, you might be saying, well, why didn't you put the 11 Pro Max ahead of the iPhone 11 as your favorite here headed into the year? And that's just because I don't think this is a phone for everyone. This is a phone for people who want the most out of an iPhone, and I just don't think everybody needs the most out of an iPhone. But if you are a techie person, this is the best iPhone you can buy right now, the 11 Pro or the Pro Max. But considering you're already paying $1,000 or so, why not go all out and get the bigger screen of the 11 Pro Max if you can handle its size? And it does give you more battery life than the smaller Pro. So the smaller Pro didn't make my list because I just prefer the Max over it due to the battery life on the 11 Pro Max. The videography is really where the iPhone 11 Pro Max is king, especially when you are filming. The video through the screen just looks beautiful because it is, of course, an OLED display. So absolutely love that about the 11 Pro Max. Overall, it makes second here on my list of favorite iPhones early 2020 because of all of the aforementioned reasons. The next on my list of favorite iPhones early 2020 is the iPhone XS Max. Now, this phone is one of my favorites of early 2020, even though it's not for sale officially at Apple stores, because it's pretty similar to the 11 Pro Max. But if you want to buy it, you're going to have to find some leftover stock from third parties or people who still have a sealed up new one, or even a used one with a pretty good high battery capacity on the device. If you look around and ask them, and ask the sellers, make sure they can confirm a little bit higher battery capacity, this can be an excellent option for you because it has almost the same type of feel as the 11 Pro Max, and you're going to pay half the price. And believe me, if you're not a big camera user, you are not going to be missing out at all if you go with the XS Max. Maybe a little bit in the battery and brightness, but again, these things are refinements. These aren't revolutionary changes. And the experience between the XS Max and the 11 Pro Max is not too different besides some refinement to the 11 Pro Max. Now, I just talked about this one the other day, the XR. I recommend you watch my Should You Buy iPhone XR in 2020. I'll leave a link down below, but just quickly refreshing you on the XR. Single camera, so it doesn't have the dual, the telephoto, the wide. It's basically an iPhone 11 without the improved camera and without the slightly better battery life for the 11. The A12 Bionic in here is definitely a boss performer, and the colors are arguably better on the iPhone XR than the 11. So for me, the XR definitely deserves a spot. It's still a very hot selling iPhone, and Apple still sells this one in stores in pretty much any color you would like. So yeah, the XR definitely deserves a spot here. And for number 5 is the iPhone 8 Plus. Now you might be saying, are you serious? The 8 Plus and 8 series? Well, it's not just the iPhone 8 Plus, it's also the smaller iPhone 8. So at number 5 would be the 8 or the 8 Plus. The only reason these are on my list is because they're still great performers with the A11, and I don't think every single person likes the new way the iPhones operate. If you're used to a home button, this option still remains, and we might see another iPhone update, the iPhone 9 SE2 with a home button coming. And before we head out of here, I do have to mention why the 10 did not make the list, why the 10S did not make the list for me in this video, or this smaller 11 Pro. And that's just because I think like the XR, for example, is a better deal, I think, than the 10S in terms of the price point. I do think the 10S Max is also, around the same price point as a smaller 10S, third party, and definitely bigger screen. And then the iPhone 10 I still think is a decent pick, but I just didn't put it here because you have options now that are cheaper, like the 10R, which is newer, the 10S Max, or even the iPhone 11. So why get a 10 when you could just pay slightly more and get these newer, better processors and better cameras in that phone? The only reason the 8 series made it here is because some people still desire this classic iPhone design. So yeah, these are my favorite iPhones early 2020. I was actually going to do this video late 2019, my favorite iPhones late 2019. But now I want to hear from you guys. It's not just about me here, it's also about you. What are your favorite iPhones? Please drop them down below in the comments section of the video and let us know exactly why you picked that iPhone. iPhones are something that a lot of people haven't tried before. A lot of people still desire, even though it's a product that's been out for over a decade. People have been sticking with Android for a long time, and every time they read your comments, they could potentially learn something new about a particular iPhone they're looking for. I will see you in the very next video. Thank you very much for watching. Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Be sure to be well, and peace.